For 200 million years, this prehistoric predator has ruled the waters. It's a living fossil, unchanged since the age of the dinosaurs. Armed with bone-crushing jaws and armored skin, the crocodile is a silent assassin, built for survival. But today, this ancient predator isn't just fighting for survival in the wild. It's being farmed by the millions for luxury handbags and gourmet steaks. So, how did we go from fearing crocodiles to farming them like livestock? How are they bred, raised, and processed into some of the most expensive leather on the planet? And here's the real question: should we be doing this at all? Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're taking a deep dive into one of the most fascinating and controversial industries in the world: crocodile farming. Right now, in giant farms across China, Thailand, and Vietnam, millions of crocodiles are being raised, not for the wild, but for fashion and fine dining. From egg to luxury product, we're going to break down exactly how it happens, the breeding, the technology, and the billion-dollar industry behind it. But crocodile farming isn't just about profit. It's also a major ethical debate. Is this sustainable? Is it cruel? And is there a better way? This is a story of power, money, and survival. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to see crocodiles in a whole new way. The first large-scale crocodile farms started in Australia, Thailand, and the United States. Instead of hunting crocodiles in the wild, they were bred in captivity, just like cows and chickens. Farmers would collect eggs from wild crocodiles, hatch them in controlled environments, and raise them for their skins and meat. This helped conservation efforts too. Some farms even released a percentage of their crocodiles back into the wild to boost population numbers. Believe it or not, in some countries, crocodile farming actually saved wild crocodiles from going extinct. Fast forward to today, and crocodile farming is big business. In China alone, over 6 million crocodiles are raised on farms each year. These aren't tiny family farms. We're talking about high-tech, industrial-scale operations with automated feeding systems, temperature-controlled hatcheries, and scientific breeding programs. This is not a small industry. The global crocodile leather market is worth over $1 billion a year, and some designer handbags sell for over $50,000 each. But how do these farms actually work? How do you take a baby crocodile and turn it into a luxury product? Now that we know why crocodile farming exists, let's step inside one of the biggest crocodile farms in China and see how it all works, starting from the very beginning. Step 1. Crocodile egg collection. It all begins right here with crocodile eggs. Female crocodiles lay their eggs in sandy nests, just like in the wild. But instead of leaving them unprotected, farm workers carefully collect them to ensure safe incubation. Did you know? A single crocodile can lay up to 60 eggs at a time, but not all of them would survive in the wild. On farms, almost every single egg hatches thanks to controlled conditions. Step 2. Incubation, controlling the gender. Now, here's where things get really interesting. The farm doesn't just hatch the eggs, they control what gender the crocodiles will be. Crocodiles don't have X and Y chromosomes like humans. Instead, their gender is determined by temperature. If the eggs are kept at around 30 degrees Celsius, most hatch as females. But if the temperature is a little higher, say 32 degrees Celsius to 34 degrees Celsius, more males will hatch. This temperature trick allows farmers to control their population, ensuring they have the right mix of males and females for breeding and meat production. Step 3. Hatching. Welcome to the world. After 65 to 90 days, it's hatching time. Baby crocodiles break through their shells using a special egg tooth, a tiny bump on their snout that disappears after a few days. Believe it or not, baby crocs chirp even before they hatch. It's their way of calling out to their siblings, so they all hatch around the same time. Step 4. Nursery tanks, the first few weeks. Once they hatch, the baby crocs are moved to nursery tanks where they spend their first few weeks. Here, they get clean water, the right temperature, and constant monitoring to keep them safe. Baby crocodiles are natural hunters, but on farms they're fed a special diet, a mix of fish, chicken, and even vitamins to help them grow fast and stay healthy. But here's the crazy part. Baby crocodiles aren't exactly friendly to each other. If they're too crowded, they can become aggressive, even biting each other. To prevent fights, farms sort them by size every few weeks. The bigger ones go into separate enclosures so they don't bully the smaller ones. In the wild, only about 1 in 100 baby crocs would survive to adulthood. But on farms, with the right care, almost all of them make it. Over the next few months, these tiny crocodiles will grow fast, eventually reaching over 1 meter long in their first year. But what happens next? How do these crocodiles go from farm-raised reptiles to multi-million-dollar products? Now that the baby crocodiles have survived their first few months, let's see how they grow into full-sized reptiles and what makes them so valuable. Step 1. Crocodile growth stages. Crocodiles grow fast, but only if they're in the right conditions. On farms, they go through 3 main growth stages. Juvenile crocodiles, from birth to 1 year old, are still small but grow rapidly. By the time they reach the subadult stage, between 1 and 3 years old, they can grow to about 1.5 to 2 meters, 5 to 6.5 feet long. Once they reach maturity, around 3 to 5 years old, they are fully grown and ready for harvesting. In the wild, crocodiles can take more than 10 years to reach this size, but on farms with scientific feeding and carefully controlled environments, they grow big enough in just 3 to 5 years. Step 2. The perfect crocodile diet. So, what exactly do farm-raised crocodiles eat? Well, it's not as wild as you might think. Crocodiles are carnivores, which means they eat only meat. But on farms, their diet is carefully balanced to ensure they grow strong and healthy. Their main protein sources come from fish and chicken. They also receive essential vitamins and minerals to keep their skin in top condition. Gelatin and calcium are added to their diet to help strengthen their bones and teeth. Farms carefully regulate each crocodile's food intake, making sure they get just the right amount, enough to grow big and strong without becoming overweight or weak. Step 3. Keeping the crocodiles healthy. Just like any other farm animal, crocodiles need regular checkups to stay healthy. If they get sick, it can become a big problem. Crocodiles are prone to skin infections, parasites, and even stress. To prevent these issues, farms take several important steps. They provide clean, filtered water to keep bacteria from spreading. They also ensure the crocodiles have enough space and sunlight, reducing overcrowding and keeping their scales strong. Since crocodiles don't easily show signs of illness, farms conduct regular veterinary checkups to catch any health issues early. Some farms even use infrared cameras to detect fevers in crocodiles. Pretty cool, right? Step 4. Why crocodile skin is so valuable. Now let's talk about what makes crocodiles so valuable: their skin. Not all crocodile skin is the same. In fact, only about 20% of a crocodile's body produces premium-grade leather. The most prized part is the belly scales, which are the softest and smoothest. These are used to make luxury bags and wallets. The back scales, on the other hand, are much tougher and have bony plates, making them ideal for belts and shoes. Some of the world's most expensive brands use crocodile leather for high-end handbags, jackets, and accessories. A single crocodile bag can sell for over $50,000. To keep the leather flawless, crocodiles must be raised without scratches or scars. That's why farms carefully manage space, reducing fights and preventing damage to their skin. Step 5. The crocodile meat industry. Crocodile meat is becoming more popular around the world, but what does it actually taste like? Believe it or not, crocodile meat has a flavor similar to chicken, only slightly firmer and leaner. It's packed with protein, low in fat, and is even considered healthier than beef or pork. In countries like China, Thailand, and Australia, crocodile meat is served in restaurants as a delicacy. Some people even believe it has medicinal benefits. It can be prepared in different ways. Grilled crocodile steaks are tender and juicy, while crocodile soup is said to be good for the lungs. Deep-fried croc nuggets, on the other hand, are crunchy and delicious. From a tiny egg to a giant reptile, every part of a crocodile is carefully raised and put to use. Their meat, skin, bones, and even teeth all have different purposes. But what happens next? How do farms process crocodiles for these products? And what about the ethical concerns? Now, we've followed these crocodiles from hatching to full size. But what happens next? This is where things get a little more serious, because now we enter the processing stage. When a crocodile reaches around 3 to 5 years old, it's fully grown and ready for processing. But this isn't just about meat and leather. Every single part of the crocodile is used. Nothing goes to waste. Crocodile farming is a big business, but it's also a delicate process. The highest quality crocodile leather comes from the belly skin, which means it has to be completely flawless. No scars, no scratches. That's why farms go to extreme lengths to make sure the crocodiles are raised in low-stress environments with minimal fighting. Once the crocodile is selected for processing, it's done as humanely as possible. Just like in cattle or poultry farms, there are strict rules on how this is handled. In many countries, crocodiles must be processed instantly and painlessly, following guidelines to minimize suffering. The process is incredibly precise. The skin is removed first, since it's the most valuable part, and then the meat is carefully separated. But it doesn't stop there, because even the bones, teeth, and fat all serve a purpose. Crocodile teeth? They're often turned into jewelry or souvenirs. The bones? They're ground into powder for traditional medicine in some cultures. And even the fat is used. Believe it or not, crocodile oil is said to have healing properties and is used in skincare products. The leather then goes through an intensive tanning process where it's treated to prevent decay and softened for use in luxury goods. The whole process can take weeks before the leather is ready to be turned into high-end products like handbags, wallets, and belts. It's no secret that crocodile leather is one of the most expensive and sought-after materials in the world. A single crocodile handbag can sell for tens of thousands of dollars, and some exotic designs have even been auctioned for over $100,000. And let's not forget the meat. Crocodile meat is growing in popularity, especially in China, Australia, and parts of the US. It's known for being lean, high in protein, and surprisingly mild in taste, almost like chicken or fish. Restaurants serve it in dishes ranging from grilled steaks to crocodile soups, and some people even believe it has medicinal benefits. But here's the big question: is crocodile farming ethical? Let's take a closer look. Crocodile farming is highly controversial. On one hand, farms argue that they help protect wild populations. In the past, overhunting nearly wiped out crocodiles in some parts of the world. But today, thanks to regulated farming, wild crocodile numbers have actually increased since farms reduced the demand for illegal poaching. Before crocodile farms existed, people hunted wild crocodiles for their skin, leading to massive population declines. Some species, like the Siamese crocodile, were nearly extinct. But with farming, the pressure on wild populations dropped significantly. Many conservationists support sustainable crocodile farming as long as it follows ethical standards. In countries like Australia and South Africa, farms must meet strict animal welfare laws, ensuring that crocodiles are raised humanely and responsibly. But not everyone agrees. Animal rights groups argue that keeping crocodiles in captivity for their skin is cruel, no matter how well they're treated. They believe that crocodiles belong in the wild and that farming them for fashion is unnecessary. In recent years, some major fashion brands have started banning exotic leather and refusing to sell crocodile, snake, or alligator products. They claim that customers are becoming more conscious about animal welfare and are demanding more ethical alternatives. With technology improving, some companies are even working on lab-grown leather, a synthetic material that mimics crocodile skin without harming any animals. If this technology takes off, it could completely change the crocodile farming industry. So, what's the future of crocodile farming? Will it continue to be a thriving industry, or will new technologies and ethical concerns force it to fade away? That's the big debate. One thing's for sure, crocodiles have been around for over 200 million years, and whether on farms or in the wild, they're here to stay. But as consumers, it's up to us to decide what kind of future we want for them. So, where is crocodile farming headed? Will it continue to be a billion-dollar industry? Or are we looking at a major shift in how crocodile products are made? The answer isn't simple, but it's fascinating. Over the years, crocodile farming has evolved. What started as a way to protect wild populations while meeting global demand for exotic leather has now turned into a high-tech industry. Farmers are investing in better enclosures, AI-driven monitoring systems, and even genetic research to improve breeding. One of the biggest trends is selective breeding. Scientists are working on breeding crocodiles with softer skin, fewer natural scars, and even faster growth rates, all while ensuring the animals are as healthy and stress-free as possible. The goal is to maximize quality and minimize harm. Technology is playing a massive role in shaping the future of farming. Some facilities now use automated feeding systems, temperature-controlled habitats, and even biometric tracking to ensure better animal welfare and higher quality yields. But here's where things get really interesting. What if we could get crocodile leather without even using real crocodiles? That's exactly what some scientists and fashion brands are working on right now. With advancements in biofabrication, companies are creating lab-grown leather that's genetically identical to real crocodile skin, without harming a single animal. This could be a game changer. Some high-end brands are already experimenting with synthetic and lab-grown alternatives. While many luxury buyers still prefer real crocodile leather, there's a growing market for ethical, eco-friendly materials that look and feel identical. The biggest question now is, will people accept it? Will luxury buyers be willing to pay for a lab-grown product? Or will traditional crocodile leather remain a symbol of wealth and exclusivity? As the industry evolves, so do global regulations. Governments around the world are enforcing stricter rules on how crocodiles are farmed, processed, and exported. Meanwhile, illegal poaching remains a serious problem. Even though farming has reduced the demand for wild crocodile skins, some criminal operations still hunt endangered species for the black market. Authorities are now using DNA tracking and blockchain technology to verify the origin of every legally farmed crocodile skin, ensuring that what ends up in stores isn't coming from the illegal wildlife trade. But some activists believe that crocodile farming should be banned entirely. They argue that even the best farms still treat animals as commodities, and that the world should move toward plant-based and synthetic materials instead. At the end of the day, the future of crocodile farming isn't just up to scientists or governments, it's up to consumers. If people continue to demand real crocodile leather, farming will stay strong. But if ethical concerns and new alternatives take over, the industry could change forever. Social media is already playing a huge role in shaping opinions. Influencers and activists are raising awareness about where products come from, and more buyers are asking, do I really need exotic leather? And as new generations become more environmentally conscious, brands are adapting. The future may belong to luxury with a conscience, where buyers look for products that are just as beautiful, but cruelty-free. So, will crocodile farming survive the next 50 years? Will technology, ethics, and shifting consumer values change the industry forever? One thing's for sure, crocodiles have been around for millions of years, and whether in the wild or on farms, they aren't going anywhere. The real question is, how will we choose to interact with them? As predators or as partners?